Mike Regan on this, the former state senator. He has a history in law enforcement and protecting high-profile people. Thanks for joining us on this day. Your first reaction when you heard about this and that it actually occurred right here at the governor's residence?
I was shocked, based on the fact that someone was able to get over the fence, get that close to the residence, and break windows, throw bombs into the residence, and then go in the residence. It was just
well, you know how much they put into this. You've been on security details in the past. I believe you used to, help guard some judges in New York City, even. So, you know the responsibility that these folks have. How do you think they're feeling after a big breach like this?
Well, look, I'm not going to troubleshoot or second guess the state police. I mean, they're very dedicated people doing a good job, but something obviously went wrong. I mean, I can't imagine my past experience, guarding federal judges, where someone would actually not only make it onto the property, but make it into the residence. I mean, that is just kind of unprecedented. I think it's, but let me just say this. This is a 24-hour day, 7-day-a-week detail. Our details were temporary based on the threat on a judge. So, I mean, sometimes the security, I guess, was a little tighter. People can grow complacent. I mean, there's a lot going on.
Right. Well, let's get into some of the details here. I'm going to swing you around this way. Take a look. That is one of the security monitors. You see that big globe right there. That's catching things on the outside. I'm going to bring you back this way now as we look at this very short fence, about 6.5 feet. Seems to be pretty easy to get over. But as we keep walking this way, you pointed something out to me. Why don't you tell me about it?
Yeah. Well, typically in a large property like this, they'll do something called concentric rings of security. And if you look between these trees right here, you will see another camera, which helps security if they get past the first level. That would be considered a second level, and they probably have third and fourth levels as you approach, get further, closer to the building.
And obviously people are assigned to watch these cameras, and typically something would click if someone was in that area, especially.
Yeah, you would think. Typically the way these things work, now I don't know how these particular ones work, but when the property is broached, the camera that's picking up the person moving will light up. So you're looking at that camera, and then as the person moves, the next camera will light up.
Okay. So
that's typically the way it works. It just seems like, because the way the world is right now, and because there's been so much anti-Semite violence and hate going on, I'm just so surprised that this thing wasn't locked down. Like, virtually it should be impossible.
Maybe even more than usual, you're saying,
more than usual,
increasing those. All right, give me one more thing that you would consider changing moving forward. Once, they get everything back, they rebuild again, and now it's time to have somebody living here again.
I have so many questions, and I don't know really exactly how it went down. I would look at, was there somebody outside? Was there somebody who was on a rove, on a patrol?
Yeah.
How many state troopers were actually here? How much can you do? Who was watching the monitors? There's so many things. Maybe everything's here that needs to be here. It could be human error or just complacency. It's hard to tell. But the fact that the person got in, broke the window, got in the residence, and then was able to escape. Yeah. It seems like a pretty clear failure. Yeah. But I don't know all the details.
We don't, and we look forward to those, but I appreciate your expertise today, giving us a feel for kind of what maybe the law enforcement side of this is thinking. Hey,